Today, we're continuing to really unmask love, and I wanted to give you guys a practical way of being able to really unlock deeper connection in just 10 minutes. And so, something that's helpful is if we're able to give us a chance at being able to change. And so, we're going to add active listening into our relationship. And the way that we're going to do it is we're going to think of two things that's going to be able to help us. First, if you are in a place, or if you can get your body into a place where you're really listening at hearing more of what's underneath the tip of the iceberg versus what's being presented, if you're really getting to that space of being able to hear what's underlying the conversation. So what is my partner really going through in this moment? If you can get to that point of trying to figure that out and trying to hear that scenario, we're active listening and we've settled our body. The cool thing about us being in an active listening space is that we're not going to be in a responsive space to or reactive space that makes our partner just start, getting to a spot of being upset. We're not going to be in a space of making our partner upset. The second thing is if our partner can sense that we're in a place of trying to hold them and hear what it is that they're saying, now their vibe starts to drop lower and is less intense than it would normally be. And so if we're able to put that in our relationship, then it helps everything, right? And so what would it look like if you really were doing the active listening aspect in your relationship? Well, your partner might come to you and they can be enraged about what's going on, like really upset about how maybe you didn't get something done at the house. I can't believe that you didn't go pay the bill. It's going to be 20, it's going to be too late tomorrow. And then your first reaction when you're not active listening would be like, what are you talking about? I forgot about it, right? And then you would just go back and forth. Instead of, if we're going to switch it over and turn it into active listening, then you would say, I'm hearing what the frustration is about, but I also want to know more about what's going on. And as they go on to explain, you're not trying to define. And so they go on to explain, well, this is what's going on. And this is the fifth time that you've been late with it. And they keep maybe going at you, but you're listening inside of you, really focused on trying to hear what's happening. And so after it's all said and done, you can say both. After your partner has said the things that they've had to say, you could say both. I think it is frustrating that there's been 5 times in a row where it's late. And at the same time, I also know it's a scary situation. And I could see my part in creating that scenario for you. And I want us to be better, just like you want us to be better. And so let's figure out how we can do that together. So now you're switching over the defensiveness and you've been able to turn it into active listening. So part of active listening is not actually the reply, but at least you can say those pieces in your body if you're willing to go to that more than anything else. And so that's going to be really useful for you to be changing in your relationship and putting something back into your relationship that will help with the deeper connection. I want you guys to be able to try to do this at least one time. Challenge yourself to do a 10-minute listening challenge with your partner, where your partner is describing to you a hardship and you are willing just to stay in there without getting defensive and putting your forearms up. And instead, you're willing to do some active listening and try it on and see what that connection really feels like whenever you go to that spot. All right. So we have links below to the Marriage Communication Masterclass. Learn about where this comes from and really how to implement these kinds of scenarios into your relationship. And if you have any questions or you tried active listening, you want to know some tips, go ahead and comment below and we'll be able to talk to you about it there.